Oh, nice! Oh, crap! Yes! You ain't gonna get the best of me, Temple! Orbit, open the freaking portal! No! I'm not okay, I just got attacked by freaking skeletons! Sorry. I'm just a little startled. Yeah, I guess you're right. Hey, that gives me a good idea for a video. The Indiana Jones movies are iconic classics that have gone down as some of the best adventure movies of all time, spawning an iconic franchise that has some misses but overall is fun for everyone. At least, that's what I've been told. As soon as we got the trailer for the 5th and most likely final Indiana Jones movie, considering Harrison Ford is a senior citizen, I realized I've never actually seen any of these movies. I mean, I saw Temple of Doom when I was really small, and I feel like I've seen the first movie, Raiders of the Lost Ark, but Lord knows I can't remember anything about it. So like a month before Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, I decided to do a rewatch and figure out why these movies are considered classics, or why they aren't. This video won't really be an in-depth video summary of why and how Indiana Jones was created and the everlasting impact of this franchise. I'm just going to compile 5 reviews into a video for your entertainment. I'm sure there's many other videos on YouTube that have done that better than I ever could. So grab your popcorn and your Party City costumes, let's jump in so this video isn't super duper long. Starting with the first one that started it all. After escaping a failed attempt to get an idol, Indiana Jones, who is an archaeologist slash adventurer, is hired by the US government to retrieve the Ark of Covenant before the Nazis can obtain its powers. A pretty simple plot to get the movie going, which is not unwanted. I think a more simple plot is better for this kind of adventure movie. The beginning of this movie starts with the ball rolling scene, which is weird to me. This has to be one of the most iconic scenes in movie history, and it's the first scene of the first Indiana Jones. Man, after watching this movie, I never knew how many iconic quotes and moments came from this one. Which honestly makes me a little worried for the sequels, but whatever. Indiana Jones is a very fun character to follow, helped a lot by Harrison Ford's iconic performance as the character. I would have loved to learn more about his backstory though. All we really know is that he's an archaeologist who also teaches archaeology and history. That's kind of it. His sidekick slash love interest in this movie, Marion, is sometimes annoying. Not too unbearable to where she becomes unlikable, but sometimes I just wanted her to stop whining all the time. There's some vague hints that Jones and Marion had some history together, but I don't think they ever really say what it ever was. This could be just an Ethan brain fart moment, but I sure don't remember. We don't really need it, but it would have been nicer. There's only like a couple side characters I remember, and the villains are fun, even if they are a little plain. This guy wants Marion. These guys want the Ark. Their deaths are more memorable than anything they really said. Most of the movie takes place in a Nazi desert archaeologist dig site, which is a pretty interesting setting, even if it can get boring after a while when we leave it and it's just desert. The action and actual adventuring part of the movie is fun and is easily what gets you hooked, which is actually why the beginning temple scene is a good way to start the movie. Action right out of the gate. even if really it has nothing else to do with the rest of the movie. It's a fun adventure with an engaging plot and fun main characters, but ultimately it can feel a little plain with its setting and has some interesting characters. But they really don't bog the movie down that much for me. 7 out of 10. Now that we're done with the first one, I'm excited to see what thrilling and fun sequel we have in store for the second Indiana Jones adventure. After crashing their plane, Indiana Jones is tasked by Indian villagers to reclaim magic stones that were stolen by a secret cult-worshipping evil god underneath the catacombs of an ancient temple. If I had any words to describe this movie, it would not be fun nor thrilling. Right out of the gate, I have problems. For the first 3 minutes, I saw these dancers and thought I put on the wrong movie. Before I checked it, and I was like, oh, okay. Then Indiana Jones threatened someone's life for a diamond, and I was already starting to question this movie. I never pictured Indiana doing something like that in the first one. What changed? Is it a Monday? We have a new sidekick, Short Round, who was not annoying, surprisingly. I say that because I thought he was going to be an annoying little brat who doesn't shut up, it doesn't add anything, but no, he was very likable. Oh, you're asking who's Short Round? I don't know. Yeah, the movie just kind of wants to pretend that he was there forever and has been Indiana Jones' sidekick for a long time. I don't know if my brain Mandela affected me into just forgetting he was in the first one, but I don't remember him helping defeat the Nazis. And just prepare yourself now, because this is going to happen more and more in the sequels. And no, you don't have Alzheimer's. This is just going to be a trend. What? Oh, I'm supposed to be talking about Temple of Doom, right? But what am I supposed to say? Here, let me sum up the first half of the movie in one word. Boring. I seriously cannot tell you what happens. It's that boring. It starts to pick up once we actually see the cult and very, very dark stuff the movie gets into, but only slightly. We also have a new love interest who... Take Marion, remove all redeeming qualities, and up her annoyingness by 10. That is Willie. She's always complaining about something, and it's never funny, and I will never buy her liking Indiana or him liking her. It's so forced. I guess if I had to name anything positive, the action still is pretty fun. Jones is still a fun character, even though he comes off as a major a-hole at points. He's ultimately saved by Harrison Ford. There's some entertaining and funny moments, and the movie's creative, and the villain is not boring, not interesting, but not bad. That's the best you're gonna hear me say about this movie. I mean, get mad at me all you want, but even Steven Spielberg agrees with me. Temple of Doom is a creative adventure with a fun new sidekick and dark setting, but half of the movie fails to be interesting or adventurous, which is what I expect going into an Indiana Jones film. And aside from Indiana Jones and Short Round, every character is either annoying or uninteresting. 4.5 out of 10. The next one better be better or I'm going to freak. Thank God. Indiana Jones finds out that his father went missing while trying to find the Holy Grail. He saves him from Nazis, and now Indiana Jones and his father will try to find the Holy Grail before the Nazis can. This one is already more interesting as we get to learn more about Jones' past, and why he is the way he is, and why he has a sort of resentment for his father since he always wanted to find the Holy Grail, and was obsessed with it and neglected Jones. Over the course of the movie, we see Indiana Jones and his dad fight, but ultimately get closer to each other, which makes the end scene where his dad tells Jones to give up the Grail when it starts to fall into the cavern more impactful, because it shows that by the end, he loves his son more than his obsession he had, which, while it's kind of obvious storytelling, it's still sweet. Again, it's still weird that they just forget some characters. Short Round and the past love interest aren't here, which I guess I should have expected, but it's just weird. Oh wait, there is a new love interest. For like a minute, then she turns out to be an evil Nazi, and then she dies at the end. I mean, I'd take that over another version of Willie any day of the week. Obviously, Indiana Jones and the action adventuring is still great, actually better than ever. The Nazis are back, and these guys are way more entertaining than the guys in the first film. The scene where Indiana Jones' father is shot and a sort of ticking time bomb effect is placed on his shoulders as he has to get the Holy Grail to save his father makes the scene all the more intense. And there are plenty of funny moments. Overall, it's a fun romp through Nazi bases and caverns with an entertaining old dad to bounce off Indiana Jones. Has good action and can be actually funny at times. Yeah, that's it. Not really a lot to say, just pretty good movie. 8 out of 10. I would definitely recommend this one if you just like fun action adventure films. But what's next? Indiana Jones becomes entangled in the Soviet Union's plot to discover the mystery of this unknown artifact called the Crystal Skull. And after him and his long-lost son get kidnapped by the Soviets, they discover that it's actually tied to aliens. Okay. So Indiana Jones have to team up with his son, the returning Marion, and some new faces to uncover its secrets and stop whatever it is the Soviets are doing. So I see the franchise is willing to go for a new nation as its villain. It's pretty bold of them. Oh yeah, that's right. Aliens! I hate it! I know this franchise isn't afraid to embrace the more sci-fi elements, but everything here feels a bit too sci-fi. A story about aliens and the Crystal Skull, which, spoiler alert, it's actually an alien skull, which they return to the alien skeleton in a hidden jungle temple, which grants the main villain knowledge, which ends up killing her and opening a dimension portal. What? I just don't think it fits with the more grounded universe this movie had, other than like maybe the second one. But a cult is more believable than aliens. Marion is back, and this time I actually liked her. The stuff with Indiana Jones, her, and his son, which he didn't know he had with her, are fun at times, even if a lot of the time it gets kind of annoying. The villains are boring. I miss the Nazis. I completely forgot some of the other characters and anything they've done. Most of the movie feels directionless until Mutt, which is the name of his kid, tells Indy about his father's secret code. They have this new character, Mac, which, once again, they expect us to know who he is. But like, they have this dramatic moment in the beginning where he turns out to be a bad guy, and like, who are you? This also takes the award for goofiest Indiana Jones film. I don't think it gets goofier than Mutt swinging on vines with monkeys, and then the monkeys start attacking the Soviets. I mean, this isn't really a complaint. I guess I also thought the ants were pretty cool. And the Doomtown scene gave me some Nuketown vibes that I liked. And yeah, that's basically all my positives. Other than Indiana Jones himself, of course. It's an Indiana Jones adventure which had its moments, mostly entertaining character moments and action, but overall is a bit too bizarre for an adventure movie like this, and it takes a long time for said adventure to get exciting, and it never really picks up that much. This is the only Indiana Jones film I'd give the title of funny bad to. It's very goofy and it is usually not entertaining, but sometimes that makes you laugh at just how wacky cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs it really is. But most of the time, it's just boring. I will say though, the ending this movie has, I feel is a good one for Indiana Jones. 5 out of 10. Let's end this on a bang, please! So here we are, the latest Indiana Jones film releasing this year. Considering that this movie is bombing hard, and also that Harrison Ford is old enough to be my grandpa, it's safe to say that this is the last Indiana Jones film. Unless Disney do what Disney do. So did they end it on a bang? Spoiler alert? Nah, not really. Indiana Jones finds that the world has kind of outgrown people like him and is starting to approach retirement, especially after the death of his kid and the divorce of his wife. Jeez. After encountering an old rival, Indy must team up with his goddaughter to make sure that this ancient artifact by Archimedes doesn't fall into the hands of his old Nazi nemesis. So, before I say anything, the beginning train scene is almost worth the price of admission alone. It's actually the best opening scene of the Indiana Jones movies, and really one of the most entertaining moments in the franchise, honestly. It also features the second best Nazi castle in media. Wow, that's 2 Call of Duty references in one video. I'm on a roll. This is also where the movie peaks. in the first 20 minutes. It doesn't get better. Okay. Before I mention my negatives, let's talk about some positives, shall we? The two big ones right off the bat are Indiana Jones himself and the action. Throughout the entire franchise, these two things are able to stay consistently fun. And Harrison Ford is like 80. I'm surprised he was able to do anything in this movie without breaking a hip. It's pretty impressive. The action was good, and it never really stops. Only like short stops to solve puzzles or get into the next set piece, which isn't really a complaint for me, but I can understand if it's a problem for other people. I also like how the adventure felt like we went across the world to build this relic. I know people didn't really like that, but I think it made the adventure feel more grand. Some of the other characters I liked, like the CIA agent girl, and some of the returning characters. I also like the main Nazi villain. His goal of going back in time and replacing Hitler so that the Nazis can win World War II. It's pretty interesting to watch. His henchmen, though, were kind of goofy and not intimidating. Okay, here's the main reason why I thought this movie was just okay. Helena. Helena is my least favorite character in this movie. She's annoying, very unlikable. She literally tells people to shoot Indiana Jones at one point and locks him out when he's being hunted and framed for murder. And we're just supposed to like her? No, I'm not falling for it. She sucked and they gave her way too much screen time. This movie should really be called Helena Shaw. I guess her sidekick, the boy whose name I don't know, wasn't annoying like her. He was just kind of boring. And yes, I 100% agree that Short Round would have been much better sidekick for this movie. The way it ends too is weird. Indiana Jones wants to stay in the past with Archimedes. Helena says nope and punches an old man, and he wakes up in his apartment. And Helena brings in Marion out of nowhere, and they get back together, which seemed like lazy writing. I want to stay. No. Why didn't you let me stay in the past? I don't know. Oh, by the way, here's your ex-wife. I love you. I love you too. Come on. Okay, one more thing. As I said before, Mutt was killed off, which would be fine if it wasn't so mysterious. Indy tells Helena that he wanted to sign himself up for the army, which got him killed. And apparently the reason he wanted to was to spite his father. Why? I don't know, because the movie never tells us. Anyway, this causes Indiana and Marion to divorce, which has made Jones a very sad man. And you can tell that he's just more grumpier than ever. And I still haven't decided whether I like that or not. Like, could you at least said he died in a car crash? Then at least I could have made fun of it. This is just sad. The movie also is really long. Wasn't too bad. I'm not bothered by long movies. But by the final 10 minutes, I was just kind of wanting it to end. The final adventure of the Indiana Jones franchise is fun, with an interesting plot and cool adventure, but focuses on unlikable or uninteresting characters and plot lines a lot. But it's carried by Harrison Ford's Indiana Jones and the very fun action. And the beginning train scene. Seriously, that was fun. That was a good scene. 6 out of 10. You know, despite 2 of the movies being misses and one of them just being okay, I gotta say, I had a lot of fun with this marathon. The Indiana Jones movies, in my opinion, are designed to make you have fun, no matter the quality of the movie. The only movie I didn't have at least a little bit of fun with was Temple of Doom. But I'd say watching them with family is way more fun than just watching it alone. So if I had to recommend these movies, I'd say definitely watch The Last Crusade and Raiders of the Lost Ark, if you just like good and fun movies. Watch Dial of Destiny if you just like action adventuring, without caring a lot about story or characters. Watch Kingdom of the Crystal Skull if you really like bad movies, and don't watch Temple of Doom. And my ranking from worst to best is Temple of Doom, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, Dial of Destiny, Raiders of the Lost Ark, and finally, The Last Crusade is easily the best one. So this video I thought was going to be 30 minutes. It's only 15 minutes. But I hope you enjoyed those 15 minutes. Remember to like and subscribe. And I'm still not good at making outros. Bye!